This is The Source, the unsigned music competition that puts you in charge. No judges, no hidden agendas, no crafty editing. This is all original music straight from the people who made it, and your vote can help them get through to the grand final where they could win £10,000. For the first time in the UK, the artists earn 50% of the voting revenue for their track, so your votes really count. And if you want to see it again, you can check it out on our website, bethesource.tv. You can also buy the track from we7.com, and all the artists earn 50% of the download revenue. So once again, you are helping the artists to raise money for their creativity. So here's the videos.
Calling out for glory, yeah. Don't you know she's only out of hand, somewhere out between now, island and the sky. They're calling out for glory, yeah. Don't you know she's only
on the way to the top. I don't know if I'll make it. I need the chance, if I got one, I take it. And penetrate it with words that are pasted. I feel wasted. You give me shit cause I'm white with the mic. Can you people the racist? Now I'm pacing up and down in my room to prepare for this life that I'm facing. What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Grip a mic, talk to the goose. Let them know how I feel through my views. Let the music say how I feel. It's time time that you heard me and gave me a deal. I set my signal, I will prevail. I got my guys on the prize, I won't fail. I'm on the rail, just like a train, making my journey to fortune and fame. Who's to blame for the world that we're living in? Those in chains of the world, cause we've given in. Don't be tamed by your fear or emotion. Open your ears so you hear in my potion. Stare at emotion, stick to my dream. Show devotion, I'm destined to gleam like a high-powered beam. Now I know what I want, just a shame when I spit, no one's hearing my song. What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? I see the truth, tell it to the people. Tell them we're the same and tell them that we're equal. We're all deceitful, trying to survive, telling little lies just to get a bit of pie and some fries on the side. I wasn't born with no guide, I was born with a gift and I'll use it to rise till the day that I die. I'ma rap and express how I feel, cause I'm living in a world that's a mess, causing me stress. Every breath is a test, I don't know where to go, so I'm taking a guess. I'm a bar in the hex, cause I want to be next. I'm in line like the rest, waiting to be blessed. Man, I'm far from religious, I'm just another kid raised on the street, trying to double up my figures. Search with my diggers, but it's dirt that I find. I just wished you could hear me in words that I rhyme. What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you had not left? What would you do if you had one breath? What would you do just to find success? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
To view any of the videos you've seen tonight, log on to bethesource.tv.